Uh, I think we're excited to play, and it seems like it's been a long time since we've played. We took some time off, but we've had a chance to not only prepare for Syracuse, but to make sure we're getting better. Anytime you have this type of break in game action after every 7 games in 20 days, there's a lot of things to get corrected, but there's a lot of things to build on. And that's what we've been trying to do. I think as far as Syracuse goes, the things that always are going to remain constant with them is their athleticism, their length. They get a lot of steals and blocked shots. They're some of the nation's leaders in that offensively. They're doing a great job of getting the ball in the paint. They get to the foul line. They've got very good players at every position, and it seems like they really understand what they're trying to get out of every position right now. The things that we want to be focused on as much as anything, whether it's where we need to improve or things that we didn't do as well down there last year or in D.C. last year, we've got to take care of the ball. The turnovers and the mental errors were some of the most painful things the first time that we played them. And right now, our turnovers have got to get cut down. I mean, there's no question about that. Syracuse does a great job of getting to the foul line. We've got to make sure we're not putting them on the foul line, giving them easy baskets. They shoot a great percentage with a lot of attempts. And we've just got to play smart. I don't want to say simple basketball, but we don't need to complicate it. And I know that's going to be easier said than done with it being a true road game and the level of play that Syracuse is at. But we've got to go. We've got to take care of the ball because again, they capitalize so well on turnovers. But that's the biggest area for us. And then I think offensively too, you got to get a really good shot. It doesn't matter if it's early in the clock. It doesn't matter if it's late in the clock. You've got to get a really good shot. They are very good at getting you to settle, and I think settling is a recipe for a disaster. And I think bottom line, we've got to have very good ball movement, body movement inside of the game, and I know our guys are excited to play, so here we go.
A lot of fans are looking at it as a rematch, but you're both drastically different teams. How are they different?
Well, they're different. Obviously, it speaks for itself and what they've lost and what we've lost with the pro and graduation losses that we both had. But you know, we can't focus on rematch. We can focus on the things we've learned from the game, but it's two different teams. I mean, basically what I said in the sense of where they're different, but I mean, they're not different in the sense that C.J. Fair is an All-American and playing very well. The front line is back with the exception of Sutherland. And the length, the athleticism, the ability to get steals and block shots and be very hard to score against. And they do a great job of limiting you to that one shot. That's where they're the same.
Some of the things that the Baylor got in that game, are those things that any team can get against Syracuse, or are those a little more Baylor-specific type things?
No, I think it all comes down to what your philosophy is. You know, we don't want to go in there and we're not trying to go in there and play slow. And sometimes it's easier said than done on the road with that. But you just have to go in and do what you do. And we've been putting a lot of points on the board. We've been getting very good ball movement. Our shot selection continues to improve. The bottom line is taking care of the basketball. I mean, it really is. We've got to make sure that we do enough to get to the foul line. We didn't get to the foul line enough when we played them in D.C. And frankly, if the rules were in place the way they were now with last year, we'd have probably gone from 26 to maybe up to 40 free throws. But I mean, it wasn't the same. It's a different game now. And so you've got to be in a position where you are taking advantage of the way the game is called. And it can't be, well, they're in zone, so they're not aggressive. Well, no, they are aggressive. So you've got to continue to make that aggressiveness work for you instead of being in a situation where you settle. And I think you could look at all the teams that have played them, and at certain points in times, the reason they're undefeated is because teams were attacking them, and at some point they stopped attacking them. And I think you've got to continue to play and take what the game has given you the entire game. You got to play smart, but you got to take what the game has given you.